Hello everyone, in this video we're going to take some notes on the volume of spheres. So this video is going to be really short and sweet because we're just dealing with spheres. We're not dealing with rectangles or prisms or anything like that. It's just spheres, okay? So here is the formula for the volume of a sphere. It is 4/3 times pi times the radius cubed, okay? Now, if you want to know where this comes from, then I encourage you to do that. Here's a video that I found online of the proof of this. Now, usually the mathy proof involves calculus. That's why we usually don't show you it. But I went online just to see if there was a simpler proof of where this formula comes from. And this guy does a really, really good job of explaining it without using calculus of where we get this formula from. It doesn't just appear out of midair. No, it comes from, manipulating stuff and using some simple math tricks and ways of thinking about, prisms and spheres and all that stuff in order to explain how we get this. The guy does a really good job. So I encourage you to check that out. Okay, so let's just go straight in and find some volumes of prisms. So in our example here, we have the world record holder for the Atlas stone lift is held by Brian Shaw. The Atlas stone are big spheres that they use on strongman competitions. It's a classic exercise that they do in strongman competitions. The stone, which I said is a sphere, is made of concrete, and concrete has a density of 150 pounds per cubic foot. And that stone or that sphere had a radius of 1 foot. Sorry, I wanted to do that, 1 foot. How much did the sphere weigh to the nearest pound? So how much did it weigh? That means we are going to need mass. How much did it weigh? This means mass. So that means we're going to need the DMV. Density equals mass over volume, okay? So the first thing we need to do is going to be a two-step process. We need to find the volume of the sphere, and then they give us the density, and then we just plug in and solve for m to find the mass, okay? So we have a sphere. Let's draw ourselves a little diagram. We have a sphere, so we get a circle, and then we do one of these guys. That's in the background. That's in the foreground. That's how we typically draw a sphere. And it has a radius of a foot. So a radius, this is 1 foot. There we go. Okay, so we know our formula for the volume of a sphere. It is 4/3 times pi radius cubed. There we go. So all you really need to know to find the volume of a sphere is the radius. That's the only variable in there besides pi, and we already know what pi is. Okay, so we just plug that in. So V is equal to 4 times pi times 1 cubed divided by 3. And then you just plug that bad boy into a calculator. So 4 times pi times 1 cubed is just 1 equals, and then divide by 3. Okay, and I'm going to leave this, actually, I'm going to leave this in terms of pi for right now. Actually, no, that's a horrible idea. Let's just use the decimal version. My apologies. So V, and I'm just going to take this out to 4 decimal places. So this is going to be 4.1888. 1888. Okay. Now we have our volume. They gave us the density, so let's just plug in and find our mass. Our density is 150, and this is pounds lbs. Oops, I wanted to do per as a fraction. Pounds per cubic foot equals our mass, which we want to find, over, and oh, I forgot my units over here in the volume. This is cubic feet. There we go. And we have 4.1888 cubic feet. And then we multiply both sides by the 4.1888. And when we do that, the cubic feet cancel each other out, just leaving us with pounds, which is exactly what we want. So 4.1888 times 150 gives us 628.32. But remember, it wants it to the nearest pound. So our mass is equal to 628 pounds. There we go. Alrighty, that's quick and easy. That's the only thing that we need to do to find the volume of a sphere is just use the formula. The only thing that you need to, the only variable that you need to know is the radius. Told you this is going to be nice and quick and simple, okay? Again, if you need help, please join us on our virtual office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 2. And we typically go to 3, but if we have a lot of students, obviously we're going to stay past 3. We wouldn't just cut you off right at 3 o'clock. That would just be rude. And as always, be safe and be healthy, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.